obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
When will they take the bandages off?
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Zone.
What is up, Gnomies? I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to the Twilight Gnome Podcast, an episode where we discuss an episode of the Twilight Zone at random each and every week. This is episode 88, and this week we will be doing what, Tyler?
We'll be doing A Passage for Trumpet.
Season 1, episode 32, the original air date, May 20th, 1960.
What a confusing name, A Passage for Trumpet. Obviously, the trumpet part makes sense, but what? The Passage?
Yeah, definitely a pretty crappy
Because
title.
he died? I don't know.
Maybe?
Well, he didn't even die, but...
This was written by Rod Serling and directed by Don Medford, who did 5 Twilight Zones, and I believe this is only the second one of his that we've done.
Is the other one Static?
It is not. Why?
Did
What
Rod,
made you think of that?
Did Rod write Static?
Probably.
Because having just done Static and then doing this one, they both reference Tom Dorsety, or the musician guy. They both reference him. I just thought it was a weird coincidence that they must be written by the same person, that they both loved that musician. I don't know.
Maybe. So anyway, the 5 episodes that Don Medford directed were A Passage for Trumpet, Man in the Bottle, The Mirror, Death's Head Revisited, and Death Ship. He did 2 of the 4 Klugman episodes.
I've never seen Death Ship, but the rest of those just very meh episodes. So
Yeah,
unfortunate.
seems to be. I mean, Death Ship is probably one of the highlights of season 4. Most people would probably say. I don't think it would make my top 5 season 4, but we'll see when we get there.
Isn't there only like 10 episodes in season
There's
4?
18. There's 18.
18, so your top 10's more than half still.
Top 10 is, yes.
Yeah. Top 9 would be
I said it would
exactly
probably wouldn't make my top 5.
Oh, top 5.
I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's what I said.
Even still.
All right, we'll jump right into it, Ty. What was your favorite moment?
So I had 2 sort of favorite moments. The first was when he realizes that he's talking to Gabriel, like the archangel.
I like that.
I was very cliche. I think that's so fun.
Wait, what'd you say your name was?
Yeah, just so cliche. I
Like the
love
most cliche thing of all time.
It's so funny, but like at the same time, it's a cliche for a reason. It's just one of those like, oh.
You like how he had to clarify too, Gabe, short for Gabriel.
Yeah.
No shit.
Again, a very cliche thing to do where you have to like over explain. And then my other favorite moment was when he sees his trumpet get put up for sale for $25 after selling it for $8.50, and he's like, "What the hell?" And he's like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna get that price immediately."
All right. Well, I got 2 as well. First is the close-up scream when he gets the hit and the lady.
Oh yeah.
But then it still plays the audio of the scream, but it shows the lady and she's clearly just not screaming. Did you notice that?
I noticed the scream part. I didn't notice her mouth not moving during part of the scream.
It cuts and you still hear the scream, but the lady who was screaming is just standing there. It's weird. And then John Anderson, when we first see him for the first time, I think I told you earlier, it reminds me of something from The Mighty Boosh. It's just his character. Like, it seems like he has a fake beard because he's such like a stoic guy usually. I can't picture him being like a hippie with long hair.
With the beard, it gives me very Abraham Lincoln vibes. Like, he would have been great to be in back there if it showed Abraham Lincoln. Or like...
getting into a little bit of Inside the Twilight Zone, but there's kind of a connection with Lincoln there.
What, is he in the episode The Passersby?
No.
Oh.
We have the technology to rebuild it.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling.
So every week I put a prompt into ChatGPT, come up with a Rod Serling style intro to the episodes we are watching. This one's a little long, so buckle up. Witness, if you will, Mr. Joey Crown, musician, dreamer, and patron saint of pawn shops everywhere. A man whose trumpet once sang sweeter than an angel on overtime, but who now finds himself short on cash, short on luck, and thanks to CBS's budgeting, short on lighting in that particular alleyway. Joey is about to take a step off the curb and straight into a metaphysical jam session, courtesy of a band leader who books gigs exclusively for souls in transition. And for you keen-eyed viewers at home, yes, this is indeed another Twilight Zone story in which a down-on-his-luck fellow receives celestial career counseling from a kindly supernatural being. But don't adjust your sets, it's not deja vu. That's a network realizing that when Ed Wynn plays an angel, people tune in, and then deciding Louis Armstrong adjacent trumpet magic was the next best thing. So lift up your ears and your spirits as Joey Crown prepares to play his way out of despair and into a place just one step beyond sight, sound, and the usual union-mandated rehearsal time, a place known, of course, as the Twilight Zone.
There was quite a tongue twister at one point. It was like a lot of C's, but like different sounds of C's.
I did that in one take.
Very nice.
All right, so every week Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. I have 4 this week.
Ooh, I have 3.
Ooh, all right, I guess I'll go first then. All right, how much does Joey get for his trumpet at the pawn shop?
He got $850. What is the max occupancy of the jazz club?
570.
166.
A lot less. When Joey is a ghost at the bar, what type of alcohol does he steal?
Liquid alcohol. Whiskey.
Hey.
Okay. Shot in the dark. What item is listed at $30 in the shop window?
Is it looked like a percolator or something?
It's an accordion.
No, different thing. What record did Charlie put in the jukebox for Joey?
One by... God, I just said the name.
You didn't.
It was
You messed it up.
Tommy Dorsey.
Hey, you got it right.
Yes.
You messed it up earlier.
Yeah, I was like, Tommy something. I'm like, my last question, what department is the cop in that he sees in limbo? His hat says police department and then a number.
Homicide.
I just said a number.
Oh, I thought you said department number.
Yes, and then you said homicide. That's not a number.
I was thinking of the department and the thing. I was like, there are departments? Like, I don't know. It was like there's
department number. What was police department number?
116.
115. 115.
Damn it. I was reckoning really close. All right. We'll jump right into the plot of this one. We open on a man standing out in an alleyway watching the silhouette of a jazz musician playing some trumpet. End of season 1, so we are thrust right into the Rod intro.
Well, part 1 of the Rod intro.
Joey Crown, musician with an odd, intense face, whose life is a quest for impossible things, like flowers in concrete, or like trying to pluck a note of music out of the air and put it under glass to treasure.
Very odd watching season 1, having seen all the other seasons, and you see how much longer and more in-depth Rod sort of goes with these intros. I mean, there is obviously a second part to this too, but...
It definitely seems like he tries to jump right in at first, where season 2, 3, 4, and 5 all kind of have like a 4 to 6 minute cold open before he's even narrating the story.
Yeah.
It lets the story kind of like tell itself, where season 1, Rod kind of sets the scene,
and then sometimes resets it.
Yeah. Quite a bit, actually, doesn't it? The song ends. He slams his mouthpiece into his trumpet, and he's getting really excited. Some people come out the back door, giggity. We see some guy smoking a butt. He just decides to go talk to him, and
we can sort of deduce that this is a friend of his, or at least someone he worked with in the past.
Yeah, and Joey's like, I brought along my baby. Thought you might need someone with a horn tonight. And the guy's kind of like, no, last time didn't end too well, Joey. And Joey's just like, no, I'm on the wagon this time, man.
Yeah, he says the line like, it's hard to share you with a bottle, so clearly he has a drinking problem.
Right? He's like, I've been on the wagon for months. I can't even remember the taste of the stuff. And he's like, come on, you remember. I could have been number 1. Give me a chance. He's like, you know yourself, when I pick this thing up, I can make 'em cry, baby. Joey reaches for his trumpet case, and a liquor bottle falls out and breaks.
Womp womp, he was lying the whole time, the rat bastard.
The guy kind of pities him, so he gives him some cash. And he's like, what happened? You had it, kid, but then you traded it all in for some hooch.
And then he gets like a really nice, sad little monologue here about why he kind of hits the bottle.
I really enjoyed that. Jack Klugman is a very good actor. Even though it seems like the majority, like he has his 4 episodes, spoiler alert, are very kind of meh. I like and praise a pip in a game of pool. Death Ship's all right, but I don't know.
Because I'll live and die in a crummy one-roomer with dirty walls and cracked pipes. And I'll never even have a girl. But when I'm drunk, Baron, oh, when I'm drunk, boy, I don't see the dirty walls or the cracked pipes. I don't know the clock's going, that the hours are going by. Because then I'm Gabriel.
Do you notice he does a lot of weird, like,
He
deep
does
throating?
a lot of weird stuff with his mouth and that instrument, like very phallic.
I wonder, like, I don't know if he was like a more of a method actor, and like, I would imagine he obviously had to like look into like
How to play.
trumpet players, because he's.
I don't think
later
trumpet
on
players get that sensual with their instruments, though. He's constantly like putting it in his mouth. And then, did you notice too? This is a little bit further on, but after he sells it, just before he's about to jump in front of the truck, he kind of puts his thumb in his mouth. Like he has this like tendency
oral fixation.
This oral fixation of like always having something in his mouth.
Yeah. Anyway, Joey leaves. He throws his case and he's like, "I'm nothing. I'm tired of hanging around here." And then he plays his trumpet, and we get Rod Part 2.
Joey Crown, musician with an odd, intense face, who in a moment will try to leave the earth and discover the middle ground, the place we call the Twilight Zone.
Next shot, Joey is at the pawn shop, and he's like, "I'm selling it this time." And the guy's like, "All right, I'll give you $850 for it."
It's worth more than $850.
Joey's very reluctant, but he accepts it. He deep throats the mouthpiece one more time.
Just to really get his fixation in there.
Next shot, he's leaving the bar, hammered. Then he notices that in the pawn shop window, that guy's putting his trumpet up for sale, but this time for $25. He kind of gives him a look like, "You fucking prick."
I mean, the owner has a point. He's like, "I got overhead. I'm not going to actually like sell it for $25 immediately. It's going to take some time."
Right. And he's like, "I got responsibilities. You know, you ain't got any of those." And Joey's like,
"You could die tomorrow. No one will care, Joey."
And he kind of puts it in his head. He's like, "Yeah, I guess I do kind of suck ass." And he just jumps right in front of a truck.
Well,
coming
he
down.
does sort of stop a little bit and contemplate by what I'm assuming is like a telephone box on the telephone pole.
Yep.
And he kind of like, that's again, he puts his thumb in his mouth and then he kind of like contemplates it as he sees the truck coming, and then, yep,
He pulls
time
the
to
trigger.
jump in front.
And then we get that intense zoom on the woman screaming. I'll play it for you because it's funny, because it's clearly that woman. You'll see.
Oh, you mean the far away shot where it's...
but it's still hearing her scream, but she's just standing there, mouth obviously not moving.
Yeah,
But
I
it's the
mean,
same woman.
she's far away in the background. Like, it's not that noticeable.
I found it odd.
But anyway, yeah, after he gets hit, he wakes up and it's nighttime now, so presumably some amount of time has gone by, and there's a cop nearby at the little telephone thing, whatever you want to call it. And Joey goes up to him to try to like explain, like, "Oh, sorry, I'm not drunk or anything like that," trying to explain why he just got hit or why presumably he was asleep on the sidewalk all this time. But it seems that the cop does not acknowledge him in any way.
Right. So he goes over to the movie theater. He sees a guy. "Hey, buddy, you got a light?" And the guy just kind of ignores him. He's like, "Geez, what's everybody's problem today?"
And then he goes up to the lady in the booth, and we get one of my favorite words, masher. He says he's not a masher.
"I'm not a masher. Do I look like a masher to you?"
What is a masher?
Do you remember what episode that was from?
Yes, it was from Mr. Dingle the Strong.
Correct.
He's not a masher.
Right. And we get a cool thing because it shows us a mirror, and obviously,
I was wondering at first. I thought I knew how the trick worked, but then I was
I
confused
think there
when
must
he
be
goes
like
to touch
twins.
it.
When he goes to touch it, they actually put a piece of plexiglass in there, which, if you look really carefully, you can see his reflection in the plexiglass.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, you can obviously have
It's
the
a
camera
mirror at first, then it's nothing.
Because
and
if
then
it
they
was
put plexiglass.
because if
up
it's a
there.
mirror at first, that's obvious that they just have the camera at the right enough angle where he's not, where you're not going to see his reflection. But
the next time, there's no mirror there.
yeah, there was other moments where I'm like, well, how are they pulling this off?
Yeah, but then in the end, there's plexiglass. I'll show you, because when you look really carefully, you can see his reflection. You're like, oh.
Okay.
But they obviously wanted the plexiglass there because they wanted him to actually have
Actually
something
be able
physical
to touch something.
touch.
Otherwise, his hand might go too far and kind of throw away the illusion.
Yep. But yeah, he's like, it finally comes to the realization. He's like, "Oh, shit, I must be dead."
He's kind of happy about this, too. He's like, I finally did something right.
Right? Next shot, Joey's at the bar. He's talking to the bartender. Obviously, he doesn't hear him.
Rudely pours himself a drink without I mean,
I like the kind of side eye, talking to him while he takes it, yeah.
This is something he probably regularly does, even when he's not in limbo.
Right. And he's like, you probably don't know me. I used to come in here a lot. Old Charlie.
Me and my friend Charlie.
He's like, he used to put it. He bought a Tommy Dorsey record one time for me, and I think this is the episode trying to do yeah, maybe my life was pretty good.
But this is literally the only little moment that is acknowledged. My life's not so bad. I had a friend that bought me a record one time.
He didn't even buy him a record. He put it in his jukebox.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's like, I guess it's not that bad. Next shot, we're back at the jazz club in the alley. We see that silhouette of the trumpet player again. Joey standing outside the door, just like before. Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss?
I rhymed. He's at the door like before.
I thought you were saying that what's his name kind of looks like Dr. Seuss. I'm like, nah, it looks more like Lincoln.
No. Yeah. Joey's standing outside when he starts to hear a trumpet playing. And he's like, what the heck? And then he goes to see where that noise is coming from, and we meet a Mighty Boosh character. What's happening, swinging daddy-o?
I don't see this Mighty Boosh connection you keep going on about.
It just seems like something Vince
His beard looks real. He's not even that facially different than
It's
his
very hard
faces.
to picture him having a beard because he's so stoic and just straight-laced in every other episode.
No, it works. It works really good.
I wouldn't possibly grow a beard.
No.
I'm not a
Makes
hippie.
sense. Plus, they're going with the whole biblical Gabriel kind of vibe, so it makes sense he'd have a beard.
And Joey's like, don't stop. It sounds beautiful. And John Anderson's like, well, thank you. Joey's like, oh, my God, you can hear me?
Of course I can hear you.
He's like, so you're a ghost too, huh? No, not really. And he's like, but I stepped in front of a truck this morning. And John Anderson says some really funny line.
You want to blow this a while, Joey?
I thought the line was going to be something like you're not dead.
Want to blow this a while, Joey?
Yeah. Well, Joey does have the fixation.
Then this stranger says, you're really good at the trumpet.
You're really good at blowing
I'm
that.
something of an expert myself. Joey plays the trumpet for him. John Anderson looks like he came in his pants. He kind of gives an eye roll. Oh. You notice that?
I did not. But then right after this, he realizes that this new stranger knows his name. He's like, wait a second. You called me Joey. Yes, I know all about you.
He's like, and you're not dead. You're kind of in this limbo between real and shadow.
They use a lot of words in this episode that are reminiscent of the opening for season 1, where they say between shadow and substance, light and superstition. Do you notice that? And there's other moments too, like in Rod's original intro, he uses some words that are also very similar to the Twilight Zone intro.
For sure. And then John Anderson kind of just tells Joey a little bit of what's going on, and he gives him a choice.
You know something? I always felt I was getting dealt from the bottom. Well, maybe I just forgot how much there was for me. And maybe I forgot about the music that I could make on this horn and how nice it sounded.
You've got a choice, you know.
Choice?
There's still time.
Well, if I've got a choice, if I got a choice, then I want to go back.
It is crazy how much he looks like Lincoln.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a nice moment, and their acting is both really great. It definitely elevates it, but
it doesn't earn it.
It's not earned. It's like a half-assed version of "It's a Wonderful Life." Like everything leading up to it didn't really build up to this moment. Like this moment itself is nice, out of context, but if you as a whole episode, it just seems sort of incomplete or rushed.
Yeah, definitely rushed. It wanted that climate. It wanted this moment, but it did nothing to get to this moment.
Yeah, and also this moment also sort of reminded me of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the train scene where they're at King's Cross Station and he's with Dumbledore, and he says you're kind of in a limbo. You can either get a train and go on or stay, and it's sort of Gabriel's kind of giving him that same sort of chance here.
John Anderson says, all right, fine, you can go back then, but no more stepping off curbs. Take what you get and live with it. Sometimes we get sweet frostings, and sometimes we eat a shit sandwich. And he's like, that's a good talent you have. Don't waste it, kid. And we get your face. Wait, I didn't catch your name.
It's Gabe, short for Gabriel.
And then Jack Klugman Joey here, he chases him down, but he can't find him. He's at the pawn shop.
Disappeared magically.
Yeah. He's at the pawn shop again, and then we kind of get that same scene of when he got hit. We get the same zoom in on the lady, and the guy comes out, the truck driver, and he's like, "Oh, mister, you all right? I didn't even see you. Listen,
don't call the cops or the doctors. You should at least call the doctor, but I mean, they could probably do that later, but he slips him some money."
Yep. And of course, with that money, he goes into the pawn shop, reluctantly buys it back for the $25. He should have given him back.
I was going to say, it never says how much he
maybe
charged
not for
him
the $8.50, but maybe like $10.
Yeah, because it was literally there for, what, an hour or two?
Right. So he gets his trumpet back. Next shot, he is up on a roof playing the trumpet, and a girl sneaks up behind him, and she's like, "You play really good.
I'm new in town.
Maybe you can show me it sometime." "Really? A guy like me? I'll show you everything, baby."
"You're gonna love this city, gal."
Right? And then Rod takes us out.
Joey Crown, who makes music, and who discovered something about life, that it can be rich and rewarding and full of beauty, just like the music he played. If a person would only pause to look and to listen. Joey Crown, who got his clue in the Twilight Zone.
And that's our episode, Tyler. What did you learn?
The price of something at a pawn shop can always be haggled down.
Sure can. All right, we'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has this at a 7.2 out of 10. Do you think we'll be on the same page?
I think we're going to be on the same page on this one.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah. It's incredibly mid. There's nothing good, nothing... Well, I mean, there's good and there's bad. I guess there is good and bad. The acting is amazing. The story feels very rushed and not earned.
Yeah, definitely what lifts this is the acting, but I'd say it's dragged down by the fact that this is a story that's been told many, many times before, and it is very rushed and unearned. But there is great acting moments in it, but overall it just becomes just part of the background, very
falls by
average
the
and
wayside
mediocre.
for sure.
Yeah.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in the Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so we got two heavy hitters in this week's episode. First off, we have Jack Klugman. He played Joey. He was in 4 Twilight Zones where he played the lead. He was in A Passage for Trumpet,
Game of
Pool, Death Ship, and In Praise of Pip. Like I mentioned earlier, In Praise of Pip, and probably my favorite, then Game of Pool, then Death Ship, and then this.
I have not seen Death Ship, and if I did see In Praise of Pip, it was so long ago I have no memory of it. So out of these two, maybe this over the Pool one? They both were very meh.
He was in The Odd Couple. He played one of the titular Odd Couple, so he was in over 100 episodes of that. He was in Quincy M.E., where he played the lead. He was in many episodes of that. He was in 12 Angry Men, 3 Playhouse 90s, 4 Studio Ones. He's a very good actor.
It started sounding like you were going to do the 12 Days of Christmas, like 5 Angry Men, 3 so these.
Yeah, 12 Angry Men, 3 Playhouse 90s. Yeah. Yeah, but he's a very good actor.
And a cameo and something else.
So we'll go more into Klugman when we finish his resume, but had to stop and give him the credit where credit is due. Then we have John Anderson. He played Gabe. He also was in 4 Twilight Zone, where, would you say, I mean, I think he technically isn't the lead. He's definitely the second in this one.
Yeah, he's the second in this one.
But it's still a pretty big part in this one.
In the Flight one, I'd say he's probably the main character. I mean, he's the captain.
And the Old Man in the Cave, he's the main character.
Yeah.
And then of late, I think at Cliffordsville, he's definitely not the main character, but he's up there. But anyway, he's in those 4 Twilight Zone episodes. He was in the movie Psycho. He was in 1 episode of MASH. He played Lincoln in a TV movie in the 70s.
Ah, okay, so the beard makes sense.
He was in 12 episodes of Gunsmoke and 1 episode of Night Gallery and quite a few things. Again, when we finish his resume, we'll go more into John Anderson, where he is one of the heavy hitters in the Twilight Zone. Which I kind of wanted to think of... there's quite a few... We can get into the debate, I guess, Anderson and Klugman right now. I think I like Klugman's acting a little bit better. I think he's a better actor. You feel different? You think Anderson's a better actor?
I like Anderson's more stoic take on things. I think that works really well. I think, yeah, I I just like his acting style better.
Then we have Mary Webster. She played Nan. She was in 2 Twilight Zones. She was in this and Death Ship along with Klugman. So she was in 2 of the 4 Klugman episodes. She was in just a little bit of TV from 1955 to 1963. So she kind of just got out of it like in her 30s. But she didn't die until 2017. So
wow,
she just found other passions. Very, very little trivia on this episode. This was the final episode to feature the original opening sequence because it was one of the last ones of season 1. All right. In total, this episode cost $49,973. The director received the usual $1,250, and the cast received $5,147.
What'd you say your name was?
What's in a name, Mr. Whittaker, really? It's a mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching. You guys can do so as well. Leave a comment in this episode for next week's when you find out in a few minutes what next week's episode will be. But anyway, I have 4 this week.
I also have 4.
And it's an even, so I will go then. The Drunken Debacle.
The Drunken Death Debacle.
Hey. I have Wasted Talent. I know it's stolen.
Yes. I got Messenger of Death.
I got From the Piccolo to the Trumpet.
I have It's a Wonderful Trumpet.
And my best one, Dream Seller.
And I have Symphony in the Shadows.
Decent. What about switcheroos? I have 3.
I have 5.
Oh, all right. I'll go first then. Shadow Play.
No, I don't have that one. I have It's a Good Life.
Yep, I got that one. The Gift.
No, One for the Angels.
That's all mine.
I have The Silence, Obsolete Man, and instead of Dead Man's Shoes, Dead Man's Trumpet.
Decent.
Yeah. You are now about to penetrate the Twilight Zone.
So every now and again, if we have a worthy porno parody title, we do so. I have one this week. Do you?
Ooh, I do not.
All right. So instead of a passage for trumpet, I have a blastage of cum hits.
Okay. Ew.
Oh, it may be better, it may be worse. The Twilight Zone may be first.
All right, so a few references this week for a passage for trumpet. Starting us off is the Tower of Terror has a little trumpet in the library scene. For anyone that hasn't already watched our YouTube episode all about the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror and all of its references to the shows, be sure to take a watch at that. It's pretty good there.
It's a good one.
Other than that, we have the very obvious 1946 It's a Wonderful Life. A lot of the same themes of suicide, the realization that it's a beautiful life and worth living, all very kind of copied from It's a Wonderful Life there. And then speaking more recently, we have 2020's movie Soul from Pixar.
Awesome movie.
Where a jazz musician enters the afterlife. It's all about finding one's passion for being, so very kind of similar threads.
Did you say
there.
you didn't like that one?
I did not.
I love
found
that
it very
one.
boring.
I think that might be like in my top 3 favorite Pixar. Be like Coco, then Soul. Soul might be tied with like The Incredibles, but
I'd say Coco, Incredibles, and I don't know, maybe A Bug's Life or Monsters Inc.
give Soul another try. It's such a good one.
Yeah. I liked what was the fish one?
Luca.
Yes, Luca. That was good.
Pretty good.
Surprised you didn't say Nemo. What's the fish one?
Oh yeah,
I was talking about Luca, but kind of described it poorly.
I figured you wouldn't forget that.
Yeah.
What the hell's the name of that one?
And then other than those references, there's a ton of movie posters in the background when he's at the movie theater. I will just run through that they are all references to Fast Company, Big Leaguer, The Marauders, Moonfleet, The King's Thief, and Edge of the City.
Haven't heard of a single one of those.
Me neither.
All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes, and he does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Now, next week is our 2nd annual Thanksgiving episode. Even though there are no Thanksgiving episodes of The Twilight Zone, Tyler tries to do some that are adjacent. Last year we did...
It's a real stretch to try to make these things fit into Thanksgiving.
Last year's was pretty good.
Yeah, I think last year's was the most close you could possibly get to a Thanksgiving episode.
Last year he did Third from the Sun, which it's kind of about people going to a new land, which is really more about Christopher Columbus, not Thanksgiving.
No, about the pilgrims. They traveled, a long distance to, get to a new world.
I suppose. Like you said, they're very stretched, but it'll be but nonetheless, it will be our Thanksgiving Day special next week. So I have no fucking idea.
All right. Well, we've done we just did a death.
Yeah, we're in the 5 categories.
We just did a death from season 1. We did an other from season 4, and from season 2 we did a time. So that leaves season 3 and 5, and it leaves alien and future.
I'm hoping for an alien one.
All right, you ready?
Yes. The Gift.
Yes. You not like the picture?
I do, but
I know he's not literally an alien looking
I know.
in the episode, but it makes it more clear.
I was trying to think why it wouldn't let you do it.
I think it was because I said that he would been shot up, or not shot up, but like a bleeding alien. I don't know.
All right, that's a pretty decent, from what I remember, it's a good one. It's not bad.
Yeah, pretty good. All
right, so next week, Thanksgiving Day episode is going to be The Gift. I'll probably have it actually drop on Thanksgiving.
You are about to receive a message from the 5th dimension.
All right, so we got 2 comments on last week's poll about the second half of what's your favorite Twilight Zone videotape episode. Those options were 22 and can't remember the other options. But
Lateness of the Hour.
Lateness of the Hour and
The Whole Truth.
Yes, The Whole Truth. And out of those ones, 22 was the winner. And the 2 comments are both about 22. We got... our first comment is from Jimmersont. Jimmersont says, 22, it's nightmarish, but in the end, the nightmare was a good thing. And our second comment is also about 22 from Sam Sarah's Art. And they say, 22 gives me nightmares to this day.
Room for one more, honey. I guess time right now would be a good time to do what's this week's poll.
So this week's poll is the final part about our videotape episodes. I took the winners of part 1 and part 2, so they are Night of the Meek and 22. So vote on what your favorite is. So far, it is a landslide for Night of the Meek.
To no surprise, that's definitely the best videotape episode.
It is. It's a good one.
All right, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys could please continue to like and subscribe. I see we got a couple new subscribers. Welcome to the Twilight Gnome family, Gnomies. If you guys could please continue to tell your friends about this. We have our goal of getting to 300 subscribers by New Year's. I think that's a pretty realistic goal, but we'll definitely need your help. And also, if you guys are listening on Spotify, we don't really get to see the numbers of like how many views on Spotify. So if by chance you are listening on Spotify, if you could take that 2 seconds and give us a review just so we know that you're out there. Is there anybody out there?
And give us 5 stars because we are
a 5-star show. If you need to get a hold of us for any other reason, you can email us at twilightgnome59@gmail.com. Until then, Tyler, my final question for you. Have you ever given up on a dream? I know it's kind of a sadder question, but...
all I can think of... I mean, there's a lot of different... Not sports, because I was never much into sports. There's a couple sports that I quit, and then I quit a ton of shit when I was a kid.
But it wasn't like a dream.
No, I guess not. But like, I don't know. I took piano lessons for a little bit, quit those. I was in the Boy Scouts for a day. I quit that. Karate. I was in that for a couple months, and then I quit that. Yeah, but no like dreams I've ever quit.
If I had to give it up, man, I could have gone pro.
Yeah, nothing in terms of like big dreams I've ever quit, but I don't know. What about you?
I mean, big one would be music. Obviously, I didn't pursue it further because of life in the way.
Yeah, but you still know how to play them all, and
yeah, but I'll never get to play that big show, baby. One for the angels.
Never get to be one of those jazz singers.
No, well, that's all right. All right. Well, until then, Ty, do you have anything to say to our dear, dear listeners out there?
Yes. Thank you all for stepping in the Twilight Gnome with us.
It's 4 o'clock.